Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The George Show. Do you like the new sign that I have? See, it's got a frame. We are always making improvements here at The George Show, and I'm the one doing all the improvements because I'm a one-man team. So, speaking of teams, that's a very good segue, by the way, to the episode that I have lined up for us all today, which is called Sports Nicknames. And for this episode, I have decided to come up with my own descriptions or nicknames of sports. And I did this because I like sports. I'm not a fanatic, but if there's a nice basketball or football game, or even the Olympics, I will tune in and I'll watch. So, without further ado, uh, let us let's begin. Our first sport is football, and here is a football that I have. I used to play football with my brother. We used to throw this when we were little. Um, and for those of you that don't know what a football looks like, here's a football because Georgia is broadcast internationally. I know I operate with no budget from my own bedroom, but this is an international broadcast. So there you go, football. And here is what I came up with for football. Rumble in the field. Organized brawling. Those are pretty funny if you ask me. Or the end justifies the means because football players will do anything to score touchdowns. And the defense will do anything to prevent a touchdown. They'll sacrifice their body, they'll hit, and they'll push, and they'll shove. I mean, you name it, they will do it. So, that's football. Now we are moving on to sport number 2. Soccer, or as they call it in Europe, football. Here's what I call it, though. Sport of the world. Yes, sport of the world. Or as we call it here in America, the sport that girls like. What a shame. What a shame. Now we'll move on to sport number 3, tennis. Here's my tennis racket. Want to see my tennis stance? Because I've played this actually just recently. I played this in the fall. You go like this. Or the backhand like that. Unfortunately, here's what I call tennis. I call it the sport you can't play because you own a racket, but you cannot find a partner to play with. Sad but true. And now we are moving on to sport number 4, hockey. I have a miniature puck. Don't ask me where I got this. I think it was from a game I used to own. I still own it, but I don't play it. It's for kids. And my nickname for hockey is simply the Spirit of Siberia. Yes, very true. Now, sport number 5, basketball. don't ask. I got this in the same game, actually. It was a 3-in-1, 3 sports in 1. And here's a basketball, so you know what that looks like, which I'm sure you all know what a basketball looks like, but anyway, here's what I call basketball, the sport that everybody plays. It's, yeah, it's a fun and cool game. Or an even better nickname is the sport that Michael Jordan was good at. Much better than me and you. Anyway. Now, sport number 6. Baseball. Let me do a demonstration for you guys. Here's a bat. I got this when I was a kid. And when you play baseball, again, hold your bat with 2 hands. I've never played organized baseball, ever. But I have played in the park with my brother. And yeah, this is what you do. Or you can imitate one of the greats. Say you are Mike Piazza. And my nickname for baseball is the sport that time forgot. Or you could also say that baseball is the sport that forgot all about time. I mean, you go there, and it takes like 3.5 hours to finish a game. They don't use clocks. The pitcher takes 45 seconds, and nobody times anything there. So it's a very, very slow game. And now we're moving on to the next sport down the list, which is golf. It's mostly a walk in the park. That's all it is. It's mostly walking. And last but not least, we have 3 sports here put together: volleyball, swimming, track and field, so on and so forth. And for these sports, I simply call them the spirit of the Olympics. All right. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of The George Show. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you next time.